As we come to our time of dedicating our offerings and gifts, we remember that all that we have and all that we are is a gift given to us from God's grace. And so the most fitting response for us then is to share these gifts that we've been given with others. And some of these gifts that we've been given that we share with others are to support our Presbyterian mission work around the world. Scott and Elmarie Parker are two of those mission workers who serve in the Synod of Lebanon, Syria, and Iraq. And Pat Zamvik has our mission spotlight on their work.
Good morning, everyone. It's good to be back with you sharing about another ministry which our church supports through your giving. The couple you see in this photo are Elmarie and Scott Parker, Presbyterian ministers serving in the Middle East with the Middle East Council of Churches, MECC. While the Parkers are headquartered in Beirut, Lebanon, the Presbyterian churches they serve are widespread throughout Syria, Iraq, and Lebanon, as seen on the map here. Elmarie serves as a regional liaison, helping to deepen and strengthen the ties between the churches in her region and the churches in the United States through prayer and practical support in partner programs. In the midst of violence engulfing much of Syria and Iraq, churches in the region are partnering to give aid to thousands of displaced families of all religious creeds. Their work ranges from providing basic life necessities such as food, water, clothing, fuel, rent, and basic medicines, to helping families rebuild their homes and their lives, to providing education for students whose schools have been lost or destroyed, and striving to develop a civil society built around the principles of international law, human rights, and democracy. On slide 2, you see examples of Elmarie's work with one U.S. church, ours, and the ways that she has helped us to connect with the churches she serves in the Middle East. Because of Scott and Elmarie's sharing in person with us the stories of their work with the Middle East churches, we have provided annual support of $500 for close to a decade. Scott's visited us twice over the years, and Elmarie's first time to preach in our congregation was exactly a year ago on the first Sunday we started live streaming. In 2014, Reverend Salam Hanna of Syria visited our church to preach and share the story of how his congregation was standing firm in the midst of political oppression and terrorism, giving food and shelter to anyone in need, even in the midst of their own desperate needs. With greater understanding of the devastation the people of the region were experiencing, we, along with other U.S. Presbyterian churches, committed in 2017 to pray each month for a year for a city and church in Iraq. We prayed for Ramadi. We've purchased and shipped craft supplies for Scott's program, Strong Kids, Strong Emotions, and flannel for making diapers, a critical necessity and a very expensive one, currently in severe shortage in Beirut. And from our own congregation, before leaving for his new church as pastor, Curtis White and his family traveled to Beirut to visit the Parkers and explore future connections and provide training for the Strong Kids program. In the next slide, you see the children with whom Scott works, refugee children in Beirut. He created the Strong Kids, Strong Emotion program of creative play to offer children the opportunity to process their emotions, their experiences, and the stress they face every day in their lives in a safe, encouraging environment, And you can see from the smiles and the joyful crafts they make that this program is both vital and successful. The next slide shows the regional churches in action, sharing the light of Christ through their aid and mercy to everyone in need who comes their way. From clearing away the rubble of destruction in Beirut following that disastrous port explosion last year, to installing a desalination tank funded by Presbyterian partner churches so that drinking water could be provided freely to all without having to purchase expensive bottled water, and food being gathered and distributed to communities in Beirut. In the midst of all of this travail, Christians in the region, just like these three courageous pastors you see, stand brave and faithful alongside their congregation to work for peace and restoration. Next slide, please. When asked why Christians don't just leave, as many have, Dr. Soraya Becciolani, the General Secretary of the Middle East Council of Churches, replies, "When we Christians remain in the place we were born, when we give the little we have to those who have less, when we pray for others, even the ones who hate us, we are salt. We must remain here to pray for those who do not know. Why did God the Father choose this land as the place for redemption? Because all the civilizations start here. All the wars are here. So the redemption is here." Since October 2019, Lebanon has experienced a revolution, an economic collapse, the COVID pandemic, and the August 2020 port explosion. Through it all, God has continued to bless the work of Elmarie and Scott Parker, along with all the congregations and pastors of the Middle East Council of Churches. Lord, they stand strong for you in the midst of chaos and danger. May we stand strong with them in prayer and financial support. Thank you.